In a small town surrounded by mountains and crystal-clear rivers, there lived a boy named Lucas. He was kind, curious, and always willing to help others. His grandfather, the wise Don Ezekiel, used to tell him stories full of lessons, but there was one lesson he repeated constantly. Righteousness is choosing what is right, even when no one is watching you. It is a difficult path, but in the end, the heart is always at peace. Lucas always listened attentively, but he didn't fully understand what those words meant, until one day, life put him to the test. The painting contest. One day, Mr. Ricardo arrived at school with great news. Children, we're going to have a painting contest. I want each of you to make a work that represents something valuable to you. The winner will receive a set of watercolors brought from the big city. Lucas's eyes sparkled with excitement. He loved to draw. Since he was little, he spent hours creating landscapes and characters with his colored pencils. That afternoon, he ran home to tell his grandfather. "I'm going to win that contest, Grandpa," he said excitedly. "I'll paint something special, something that means a lot to me." "Then put your heart into it, Lucas," the old man replied. "But remember, the most important thing is not to win, but to be honest with yourself." Lucas nodded without thinking too much about those words, the effort and the accident. For days, he worked on his painting with dedication. He painted a large leafy tree, with children playing under its shade. For him, the tree represented friendship, protection, and the joy of sharing. The night before the delivery, Lucas finished the last details. He looked at his drawing with pride and left it to dry on his desk. "Tomorrow I will win that prize," he whispered before going to bed. But in the early morning, a strong wind opened the window of his room. The breeze blew leaves and pencils everywhere. His painting fell to the ground and, without him noticing, a glass of water spilled over it. The next morning, when he woke up, his heart sank. The painting was wrinkled and stained with water. "It can't be," he exclaimed in anguish. "I worked so hard on it." He tried to fix it, but it was impossible. He didn't have time to make a new one. The temptation. On his way to school, he passed by the house of his best friend, Tomas. When he entered, he saw his friends painting on the table. It was beautiful, with vivid colors and perfect lines. A dark thought crossed his mind. "If I put my name on this painting, no one will know. I could win the contest." Lucas felt his heart beating fast. Nobody was watching. Nobody would find out. But then he remembered his grandfather's words. Righteousness is choosing what is right, even when no one is watching you. He took a deep breath and closed his eyes for a moment. Then, with determination, he took his own painting, even though it was damaged, and continued on his way to school. The right decision. When he arrived, the children handed in their works. When Mr. Ricardo saw Lucas's painting, he noticed the water stains and the wrinkled paper. "What happened, Lucas?" he asked kindly. The boy lowered his gaze and explained what had happened. "I could have used another painting, but it wouldn't have been right," he confessed. The teacher smiled at him. "You did the right thing, and that's what matters most." When the award ceremony arrived, everyone was anxious. The teacher showed the paintings and praised the talent of each child. Then he announced the winner. "The first place goes to Tomas." The children applauded, and Tomas received his set of watercolors with a big smile. But then, Mr. Ricardo raised Lucas's wrinkled painting and said, "Today I want to give a special mention to someone who taught us a lesson more important than any prize. Lucas showed us that honesty and righteousness are worth more than winning." The whole class applauded. Although he had not won, Lucas felt something even better, a warmth in his chest, the peace of having chosen well. That night, when he arrived home, his grandfather ruffled his hair with pride. "I am very proud of you, Lucas." Righteousness does not always give us an immediate reward, but it makes us strong and earns us the respect of others. Lucas smiled. From that day on, he knew that he would always walk the path of truth.